Alright, and welcome back here. Game 3 of Winstrike team against Cyber Legacy. This is the 9th game here for Parimatch League Season 2 coming at you today. And it is going to be a good one. Every series going to 3 games. We started here at about 8 a.m. It is now 5 in the afternoon. I hope you guys are as awake as I am. All 100 of you. You got to get hyped. You have to get hyped. I mean, this is a series between 2 teams here. I mean, Cyber Legacy winning just their 2nd game of the group stage. Just their 2nd game. And Winstrike giving it up for them as they just got beat wire to wire. And Winstrike, now they come in with the Troll as well as the Oracle. They're trying not to lose the first series to Cyber Legacy within the group stage, or the table, if you will. And you've got Rubik and Legion Commander coming in here for Cyber Legacy. We saw Lil play this Rubik at such a top level in that previous game. I mean, that game-winning Chronosphere coming through for you just to end the game. I mean, put the cherry on top to just shut down Winstrike, putting down 35,000 net worth to a team that's won 1 game throughout the group stage. It was impressive, and it just shows how much he can do within a team. When he's jumping from team to team and he lets his actions show better than his words, that's exactly what we get from him, and it was absolutely amazing from him as the Rubik in the previous game. So I expect him to be on that Rubik once again here for Cyber Legacy. And then they've got the Legion Commander. You know, the Legion Commander coming at you in that off-lane role. We'll see what they want to go up against. What they're going to ban out here is they ban the OD as well as the Beastmaster. And the Beastmaster, quite honestly, didn't really feel that great in the previous game for Winstrike. I mean, it felt like it was just another boar. And then Morphling coming out here for Cyber Legacy. Your safe laner. We'll see what Palantimos can do with the Morph, or if they're going to go to Pikachu on the Morphling. We've seen Morphling in both the safe and the mid lane. Snapfire now picked up here for Winstrike, and I feel like Snapfire hasn't exactly been all too amazing, quite honestly. We've watched it just get utterly dismantled by a multitude of teams. We've seen Snapfire so many times just blow up, and I think against the Morphling we could see more of that. It's not feeling as effective in lane, and now Cyber Legacy, they go to a Silencer, which looks like it's going to be in the 5 position. They'll leave that mid for last. And they've got that final pick, so they'll leave the mid for last, try to get that better matchup going their way. We've seen a lot of Shadow Fiends come out. Obviously, the Shadow Fiend didn't work out for the Winstrike side in the previous game. We've got Oracle, Snapfire. The Oracle was a big part of Cyber Legacy winning the game in the previous one. Just the amount of saves where Bignum was just not getting touched. He'd sit far enough back where he would be able to place these false promises out on heroes that found themselves in dire need of a save, and every single time that somebody was close to dying, say the TA, there'd be a false promise out there, and then the fights would turn. So we'll see what Winstrike want to go for. As they've got their 4, 5, and their 1. They still need a mid and an offlaner. Probably going to pick the offlaner on this point. You're not going to pick up a Bat Rider up against this Legion Commander, most likely. You can go for... Alright, I'm not a fan of Clockwork 3. I don't think it's that great. So, I mean, right now it's seeming like they're doing some sort of open up the map for Troll 4 Protect 1. And they're going to try and move out pretty early. Or maybe not even a 4 Protect 1, but more of just, just being able to operate on their game plan as quickly as possible. You know, you get a diffusal blade on the troll. You've got level 6 on the clockwork. Go into that hook shot. You know, have that long range initiation. Follow that up with, you know, cogs as well as Mortimer's kisses. So we'll see.
5 seconds remaining.
You've also got the Oracle. You know, get some Fortune's End rooting in there, as well as, you know, being able to save these heroes if in fact they do get too low. So we'll see what they ban out, as Shadow Fiend, as we saw in the previous game, got picked up and is pretty popular right now. Ends up being
Radiant team pick.
ends up getting banned last here by Cyber Legacy.
Dire team pick.
So they go to the Storm, which could be a problem. I mean, there is a Global Silence on the board. Their lockdown is dual as well as telekinesis. If they could get an adaptive strike out, as well as, you know, he could take a morph into a Snapfire or into a Clockwork, coming with a Battery Assault, make this hard for the side of Winstrike. I could see this working for
10 seconds.
Cyber Legacy.
5 seconds remaining.
See what this last pick is for the side of Cyber Legacy. You know, the TA is still available here. Razor been a pretty popular ban. He's banned 4th by the side of Winstrike. They also banned the OD as well as the Shadow Fiend, so a lot of mids getting taken out. We'll see what they want to do with this mid pick. We have haven't seen Death Prophet too much today, but we'll get that opportunity here as they go to the Queen of Pain. So mobility in the name of the game. Probably going to get maybe a Blink Dagger early on the Legion Commander, although I wouldn't be surprised to see it take a back seat, as they've got the Blink and they can go in with you know, telekinesis into, say, a duel. Pikachu on that mid, Queen of Pain, Bignum on the 5 Silencer, Palantimos on the Morphling, Lil on the 4 Rubik once again, Chappie on the Legion Commander, Winstrike, Young G back on the Storm, as I think we saw him on that in the first game, and that was the game that they ended up winning, you know, Cyber Legacy taking game 2. And then we've got TK Focus on the 3-position Clockwork, TSA on the Snapfire, not on the Tiny this game, the Troll and the Safe Link, keyed on that 5-position Oracle.
You almost had that.
You blew it! Love this part.
Prepare for battle. You hurt the
So we'll see if we're going to see another long game here. It's game 9 of the day. Probably hit that 10-hour mark. Wouldn't be surprised. So far, they're setting up with 3 heroes over bottom. We'll see if it's going to be early glaives. They don't have the lockdown here to really stop anybody, but they could put some pressure on. Get a Fade Bolt out there. A couple of glaive shots come through. We'll see what Chappie ends up with in terms of that first go. We've seen a lot of overwhelming odds. I've seen some builds that have been quite interesting from Legion Commanders, all in overwhelming odds, as well as Moment of Courage, just ignoring press the attack for the early levels.
You blew it! Love this part. That's the spirit.
The battle begins.
So right now, Parimatch sitting by himself over top, but that's going to be a TP over from Big Gnome. Make the rotation. We'll have yourself a silencer as well as a Morphling in this lane up against the Snapfire as well as the Clockwork. We'll see if they try to drag the lane or if they'll need to drag the lane here for Winstrike. DK Focus, I'm interested to see the build here as he's in this 3 position as a clock. Could put a lot of aggression on with the Scatter Blast and potentially some heavy into the Battery Assault as well as the Cogs. But first level into the Rocket Flare. So things right away, I mean, that's what you're going to try and work with as this 3 position Clockwork. Definitely seems interesting. I don't think it'll put on too much pressure, but you know, Big Gnome can just hit away with these glaives. You need to be careful if you are Parimatch, how willing you are to just kind of sit within this heavy agi. And I think that's one of the things that with that early Rocket Flare, as we've seen earlier today, it's just the Rocket Flare doing enough damage to, I remember, this must have been like 5 hours ago, we saw, you know, Clockwork just take out a Morphling early in lane because he wasn't expecting a level 2 Rocket Flare. Queen of Pain up against this Storm right now, a 9-5 to a 4-0 Storm. So already Young G sitting behind Pikachu, who's got level 2 in the Shadow Strike. Can play pretty aggressive with that, just constantly throwing it at Young G. And his life's going to be pretty miserable. It's the early Blink, but it should just be 1 level in Blink, probably the Scream level 4. Able to output as much damage as possible, again, especially because you've constantly got that Shadow Strike on. You'll look for a moment, potentially at level 4, where you want to jump in and use that Scream and get a kill on a Young G, potentially a solo kill if he's not too careful. He does have a salve, and he's probably going to try and use it once he backs off. But again, you just be careful here, as yeah, without that level 4, we're not going to see it. But again, he just wants to walk forward and immediately use that Shadow Strike. So Troll loses his Courier. That's going to be the headdress taken away, as well as some regen. And now a double damage for Pikachu if you're Storm. I'm not too certain you want to stay in this lane for that much longer. Legion Commander Chappie just farming here at an okay pace, 10-1, Morphling 10-4 over towards top 12-5 right now for the Troll, but again doing without that headdress as well as some regen, so he needs to play this maybe a little bit safer. But Kakid putting out some damage onto the Legion, but forcing to pop that salve, and that's with the Purifying Flames as well as the Fortune's End to follow it up. He'll use the Purifying Flames to stop the salve, and the heal isn't, as great as the salve, so yes, he'll let the Purifying Flames continue on, but overall, it's really not that bad of a trade for the Oracle. So, Young G, he'll pop that salve. He's sitting level 4. You've got Pikachu already level 5, gets level 2 into the Scream, something that we were talking about that is probably going to stay at a level 1 Blink for the most part. Got Big Gnome down pretty low under the tower, and Battery Assault coming in from DK Focus, as well as a Rocket Flare onto Parimatch. I don't believe he had popped a salve. Well, I thought I heard one. I would be surprised to see early action here from Pikachu. Quick into this level 6, especially with the Oracle only level 3. You get some moves out, and you could potentially get a kill as Big Gnome getting caught in front of the tower. And that's just unfortunate because Morphling is all the way back by the tier 2, so that leaves this Silencer to just get got on and Winstrike get first blood. Storm all the way back in base. He's picked up that bottle, but again, this is leaving Pikachu to be about level 6. They'll get the kill on a Lil, make it 2-0 here for Winstrike, but There's the dagger coming in, and immediately you just feel the pressure coming out of the storm.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Treads first, they have level 6, they've got themselves that Sonic Wave. So a very quick 6 here for Quap, and you're still dealing with Young G sitting at level 4. This is a free lane for Pikachu. It doesn't necessarily mean nowadays level 6 he has to make the move over. Timing on this ward is about to run out in just a couple of seconds, so maybe staying stationary, thinking that there's a ward nearby that he hasn't dewarded on the timings on that, so might not want to be spotted moving over to another lane. That would probably potentially ruin that gank. But now we see picks up an observer ward and just trying to potentially find Storm within the jungle or any rotation that comes his way on it to top that off. Lantimo's sitting level 4, about level 5. He's behind the troll right now, is 30 and 11. They get the kill into the courier once again. Onto this troll's courier. Meanwhile, Storm taking a lot of damage within the jungle. It's very difficult for him to kind of stick in this jungle and feel all too safe, but at the same time, you still got Pikachu continuing to farm, has that regen rune, enough gold right now to pick up some boots, and will TP towards bottom. I believe they want to go in onto this troll. He's only level 5. They don't have level 6 on Chappie just yet, but they should have an easy kill here onto the troll. They'll probably hold the Sonic Wave. They'll get the Scream out. Maybe they want more on to Kakid to get their first kill, and they're starting to lead on the net worth as moving around is this Queen of Pain taking that TP towards bottom. So pressure being felt there from the troll, and that's enough to call over the Queen of Pain and get that kill. So, trying to play that lane aggressively ends up, well, not working out too favorably for the side of Winstrike.
Pain without consequence.
Fire Snap Cookie coming in. Lantimos waveform forward, and they have the Arcane Curse on him. They might be able to get the kill there. Doesn't have mana to throw anything else out. Arcane Curse going to run out in a second, but he'll lose his life first. They look over towards bottom once again. Pressure coming in as Queen of Pain makes the rotation over. Pikachu looking, as I believe Treads are on the way. He has those 2-0 talismans and that bottle ready to go. But this has allowed Storm to get back into the game a little bit. He's sitting level 6, getting close to level 7, still sitting about a level behind Pikachu, who at level 7 now has 3 levels within that Scream, and about to hit 8, so we'll see if it's a 2-1, 4-1, and it will be. Kind of fed that kill over to the Morphling. This could be a quick one here for Cyber Legacy if they can continue to snowball out of control, especially if the Quap continues to be involved. Going into that Orchid, how quickly that Orchid is can make a very big deal on this game, because if they're able to silence up this Storm, make sure he's not able to ball lightning or move around the map, really, it really stops what he's trying to do as a hero. Get that kill over on the TSA. Plantimo staying safe so far. He's trying to roll out as here comes Pikachu. Sonic Wave blows up DK Focus, and now they'll look for the Oracle and get the easy kill there. Now Plantimos is low, ball lightning over as well as the Electric Vortex to trade out and get the kill to Plantimos.
Whining now.
Get a little bit of lag coming through. I've heard of the Chinese firewall. I've never heard of the CIS firewall. But for some reason we are lagging it up right now. We'll see if it passes. We'll give it like a minute more. If not, we'll reconnect. Looking good. Dire will grab both outposts with 6 seconds to go.
Middle tower.
Can they get this one? I think they can. Just 2 seconds before, they had multiple heroes commit to that, so they will end up splitting the outposts. Rune picked up here, and they're trying to potentially see if they can get a kill here onto Pikachu. A lot of damage coming in already in the blink away. Ball lightning all the way over, but he just does not reach to get this electric vortex. However, the Fortune's End roots him up. Blink in 2 seconds. They've got themselves the Shadow Strike coming through onto Young G. They'll back off knowing that this Clockwork's coming towards mid. He doesn't have Hookshot though. And there is a Global Silence available from the Silencer. I mean, this is a 3-position Clockwork that is still yet to be level 6.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rubik ends up stealing Rocket Flare.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
We'll
attack.
shoot that towards bottom. That's not going to land on anybody. Scream coming through. Sonic Wave off cooldown, and they've already got themselves one Oblivion Staff. Working real quick as Pikachu picks up the Broom Handle. Chappie ends up dead bottom as they rotate the Storm bot to get this kill, but still sitting 2 levels behind this Queen of Pain. No dual damage just yet. Looking for that Blink Dagger early. 4,000 net worth lead right now for Cyber Legacy. Queen of Pain now. The follow-up to that 4th level in Scream was a 2nd level in Blink. But I believe holding a point at the moment.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Technically, he's still holding 2 points. There's the 3rd one into the Blink.
Is under attack.
If my math is right, they're still holding a point on the Queen of Pain. And
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
they're going to smoke after taking this tier 1 tower. Get moving quickly into this
Dire's
Orchid.
middle tower is under attack.
How much Pikachu is up on top of the net worth is a pretty good feeling so far for Pikachu. I mean, it was just a 2-1-2 build on Queen of Pain. Early into the treads, 2-0 talismans, a bottle, and then going into the Orchid, you know, just having that extra double down on the silence. They're up 5,000 net worth and really just destroying so far. They get the duel out. Do they have the damage? They'll pop the screen. They'll get the kill. That's 10 duel damage now for the Legion Commander. Troll and the rest of the team backing off. Queen of Pain will form up this side camp right now, and they don't want to be anywhere close to Winstrike for the moment. They get the stack.
Dire's middle tower is under
And
attack.
Pikachu continues to work. I do worry about the lockdown. You know, it doesn't feel like Winstrike have much. They have the long range initiation with the hook shot. It just doesn't feel that great. Duels first for the Storm Spirit. Chappie going into the Blink Dagger. Has Phase Boots, and then you take a look over the Morphling. You just got that casual Morbid Mask. And then going into the early Yasha, probably finish that off into a Manta style.
Dire are scanning.
So you've got that second Oblivion Staff coming in. And Orchid just 200 gold away. Global Silence is used. Take a look over towards top. Winner's Kisses were flying down, but the Global Silence, they'll get the duel out, and winner, chicken dinner for DK Fogus. But they use the Sonic Wave. They'll get the kill here on a DK Fogus to follow that up. Now they look over as the Snapfire Cookie to try and lead, but TSA ends up dead. They get the kill on a Lil. Can they kill off Pikachu? He needs to blink away. The False Promise was used onto the Storm. Now they'll pop that Salve. Always hold a Salve if you're an Oracle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And, I mean, free 10 damage for Clockwork. Kind of a difficult situation to be in if the Snapfire is still alive.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scan again.
Radiant's bottom
And blink forward. Shadow Strike with the Orchid. They look over at the Troll, and I'm thinking they want to go for this, but they need to be careful. Troll pops the ulti, press the attack, ball lightning forward, but, well, Young G, not only is he out of mana, he's body blocking his Troll. And that almost looked purposefully. Just, and I think it might have been. If Battle Trance was still on, and I'm not certain it was still going after these heroes on the side of Cyber Legacy, so he was just like, don't go any further. Stay right here, please.
tower is under attack.
That should help.
Telekinesis out onto the Clockwork. I'm not certain you want to use the duel. You've got the Cogs, and now, oof, Stolen Scatterblast gets the kill here on to TSA. They'll also take out the Clockwork, split between, I guess, everybody. That line's so long it cuts off towards the end. The Stolen Fortune Zen will be thrown there by Lil. Lil is actually just doing great. Or actually, no, sorry, I keep saying actually. That wasn't a Stolen Fortune's End. Gets a little bit tricky when you've got both a Morphling as well as a Rubik, because it was the Morphling who morphed into the Oracle to get the Fortune's End out there to root him up and end up getting the kill.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright, DK focus. Cogs do come in. Global Silence stops the Mortimer's Kisses. They'll get the kill here. Chappie survives just for a second longer. They got the kill via Young G.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But still gaining on that net worth lead, as it's a 7,000 net worth lead right now for Cyber Legacy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Forge Staff next for Bignum, who's got a decent chunk of farm. We've got the Blink Dagger now for the Legion Commander, 10 dual damage. Don't have Mortimer's Kisses for another 38 seconds. Chappie will pressure the tier 1 over mid, and that basically shows that he's got this Blink Dagger. I'm not certain if he had shown it earlier, but I'll certainly give it up. Got the Rod of Atos now on Lil, so their catch is looking better and better for the side of Cyber Legacy. And now they'll use for the Fire Snap Cookie. They've got the Silence out onto the Clockwork. Bignum taking a lot of damage to the battery assault, but they get the kill into the Clockwork. Now they'll look over as Legion Commander ends up surviving. Ball lightning onto the back line. They'll get the kill into Chappie, but they do lose TSA. They might even lose more. They've got the Fortune's End coming through. They'll take a second out in Bignum, and now the ball lightning back. Storm starting to get, ooh, whoops, clicking the mini-map there. A little bit out of hand.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So now, from the Manta into the E-Blade, going to the shotgun build. And Rod of Atos comes in. They've got the Silence. They should have the Telekinesis with it. They lock him up, ball lightning over, Electric Vortex onto the Queen of Pain. Then the Battle Trance comes in, but they've gotten the Blink away. They will get the kill on a Lil, however, so kind of baiting his own support in. And Bignum comes through. Just to place some vision down as they need to back off on the side of Cyber Legacy. Probably not ready to make a fight like that until they've got the BKB ready on the Queen of Pain.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Again, they'll look towards mid. Snap fire near there. Axe beam picked up next. They'll lay down the cogs. And now they'll move forward. They've got the Silence as well as the duel. A very quick kill there on a Kakid. Only a level 1 duel. So they will get 20 dual damage and they'll blink forward once again. Pikachu. Such a far blink distance, and Now they'll get the Shadow Strike out. They've got Orchid available in just a second, so they'll silence him up. Wave form forward, easy kill. Coming through is the Storm, who needs to be careful. And it's just a quick 1-2 punch.
This will do nicely.
Pipe on Chappie. E-Blade getting picked up here for Parimatch. Force Staff next for Will. Actually, he's turned that into the Glimmer Cape right as I say that. Dire Vision doesn't get up the hill. Hook shot. Coming in on a Chappie, ball lightning over. Global Silence is there. Mortimer's Kiss is stopped. Chappie trying to survive all this. And they got the duel to get a kill! Woo! Young G getting taken out real quick. And the cons from Lil pushes DK Focus onto the high ground. And they will be able to finish him off very easily off screen because we're looking forward over at this Oracle. Shadow Strike comes in. False Promise forced, and that's all we want, so back away.
You almost had that.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is the performance I feel like I was expecting all season from Cyber Legacy.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Chappie ends up dead. Ball lightning looking for Will. Won't find him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Queen of Pain, meanwhile,
Dire are
I
scanning.
skipped the BKB that I think she was going for, or that Pikachu was going for, and then went to the Ags. Now we'll double back for it. I don't have the E-Blade, but they do have the Eagle Song. One fight, and they'll get it. And this is still a lot of agi coming the way of Morphling. You won't have the shotgun per se, but definitely know where they're sitting now. Sit within the trees. They're trying to keep Bignum back, I would say. Want to be able to have that Global Silence ready to go.
Radiant are scanning.
They smoke up, they'll scan. And they went press the attack pretty early. I think maybe thinking he move up a little bit further.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They end up smoking both teams for nothing. But that does give enough time to Parimatch to grab this E-Blade. So, game's pace kind of slows down a little bit. Are they gonna smoke again? It definitely looks like it. They did de-ward just to get some, get themselves out of vision, and they group up, and they are gonna look to move forward. So the ward is down. It'll spot the Queen of Pain coming over, playing aggressive. You gotta assume the smoke is there. They were trying to get that kill onto the Oracle. Now the ball ending over, but they've got the telekinesis. The hookshot comes through onto the Morphling. Can they get the kill onto this Storm? Global Silence comes around. They've got the Yules. That'll purge this silence away, but the Sonic Wave comes in. They'll get the kill onto Young G. Now they'll look over as the E-Blade gets thrown out at the Troll, who will survive with the ulti. Gets the root press. The attack comes on through. Bignum dead. TSA drops. Buybacks coming out from the Storm as well as this Snapfire. Can they get the kill on the Pikachu? It doesn't look like they can. They've got the Rod of Atos coming through on the DK Focus, and Palantimos will get the kill there, but the Mortimer's Kisses come in, and they've got the duel out onto the Storm, who just bought back. Can they get the kill onto the Storm? Yes, they can. He's dead for 75 seconds without buyback. Now they look over at the Troll, press the attack out on a Lil, keeping him alive. Kakit ends up dead. Now the stolen Mortimer's Kisses will get the kill on a Troll. Throws them over to Snapfire. TSA is dead as well. Full team wipe +2. It's a 7-4-2 with a buyback from the Silencer, but very much in favor of the side of Cyber Legacy. $17,000 net worth lead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower
Themselves the range racks as well as the tier 3. They don't have the Morphling, they'll back off. But he'll be TPing over mid. They could go over, get Roche, get the Aegis, then look to finish off this game. It's an 18,000 net worth lead here. Queen of Pain has that 10-second BKB to work with, sitting top of the net worth. Still sitting above the Morphling, but it's just been such a split for Pikachu the entire time.
Radiant are scanning.
Scan came in from the Radiant. I thought they wanted to go for the Aegis, but never committed to it. Meanwhile, 20 stolen permanent intelligence. Continue to farm here, potentially looking to push in bottom. Ags right now putting it down with 35.2 second cooldown with the 12% reduction. Blink looking for the duel, not gonna find it, looks for someone else. And Bull in a China shop, not finding anybody, but DK Focus might just still be dead. Battery Assault comes in, you're gonna want to be careful. Silence as well as the Rod of Atos comes through. Do they have the damage? Essence Ring used, but Orchid Burn and Sonic Wave committed. Meanwhile, they get the kill on the TSA. I believe that was with the duel. And it was, putting him at 56 duel damage. Grab the Aegis onto this Morphling. They TP towards bottom. Young G is nearby. He'll try to TP out. Waveform. It'll spot him, just not quickly enough. Duel out onto the Troll. Global Silence follows it up, so no Mortimer's Kisses. They might be able to get the kill, but the Yules comes into the Queen of Pain. The BKB going to be popped here by the Troll as well as the Queen of Pain. They've got the Telekinesis out onto the Storm. The damage being done here onto the Legion Commander, though. They get the kill onto Chappie He won't be able to buy back because he doesn't have it. He's down for 50 seconds. They'll blink forward, look for the troll. Fire Snap Cookie. They've rooted up this Queen of Pain, but they have the damage to get. They come to the troll. He's dead for 53 seconds. No buyback, and GG is called. Cyber Legacy take their first series of the group stage. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-1. Clap it up for them. Cyber Legacy coming in here and getting their first victory. You gotta be proud. I mean, I may not be the manager or anything or something like that, but I feel like a proud father. Finally seeing some success. You know? So that gets them over to 3 points. Winstrike, they add a point as they lose 2-1. But a very good game there from Pikachu, 13-0-11. And that's it for our coverage here today. 10 hours was a fun one. Hope to see you guys soon. I appreciate it. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92 on Twitter. Follow me to know when I'm casting next. Or just to follow me. Hear me just tweet stupid stuff. And we'll be back in, I guess, 24 hours. Somebody's going to be covering this. Parimatch tomorrow. Be there. 3 best of 3s. See you guys later.